Okay, it seems we're ready to go. Good afternoon, dear friends. Allow me to greet you at our webinar. I will ask my assistants to switch the slides. We will try to discuss in 30-40 minutes the main points. Most probably it will be the same material for those of you who participated in our Saturday's webinar, but those of you who are the first comers here, this will be new information for you. And we will still have some time left for Q&A. I have Alexey Solovyov together with me at this webinar. I will give him the floor later. My name is Maria Antonenko. I've been with this company since December 2018. So it's been my second year of me meeting Andrei Havratov and the Academy of a Private Investor. In February 2019, I took Master Profi training, and in September 2019, I already delivered courses of Master Profi. We had quite an interesting, active group of students. Under the affiliate program, I'm a vice president, and I would like to achieve the rank of the president, of course, but taking into account that I'm an administrative employee and the head of the blockchain implementation department, I simply don't have any time left to build my network to increase my rank. But as soon as I'm more or less free, I will put my best efforts into achieving that rank. Let's move on. Yes, that's what many of us feel. We would like to take a peek into the future. What's gonna happen in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, in 1 year? And there are a lot of different questions. Partners calling me directly, writing to the support, asking, so what's going to happen when we go to the exchange? What's going to happen to our personal accounts, back offices? Everyone would like to take a look in their future. And that's what we're going to do today. We'll try to attempt to take a peek into the future, 2-3 months ahead. And then together we will develop the path of our life after October, because in October we're going to celebrate our birthday. And for now we're discussing and developing the short-term plans, our scope of work until October 2020, the birthday of our company. Let's move on to our next slide. Here you can see our team, the team of our experts who are developing our blockchain for us. Anton Palevich, Maxim Galinovsky, they are the heads of the company Stanumium. Alexey Solovyov, he is a blockchain expert and analysis expert. He is the developer of our paper, tokenomics paper. And today, Alexey Solovyov is going to take your questions as well. Alexey Muravyov is the developer of smart contracts and the deployment of blockchain on nodes. And Denis Sergeyev supports this whole complex process of servers. It's the remote servers. And I would like now to ask Alexey Solovyov to tell you about himself, about his team, why we decided to pick EOS code for our blockchain. Alexey, if you are here with us, could you please activate your camera? And yes, I'm here. Hello. Oh, you have quite a beautiful background. Could we please turn on the next slide, and Alexey will tell you some specific features of our blockchain. And meanwhile, I'm going to turn off my camera. Hello, everyone. To implement the CryptoUnit program, we decided to pick the best performing blockchain in the world, EOS. EOS has been the leader for quite a long time, every month, in the rating, which is made by a Chinese agency. At the moment, it is considered to be the best rating. In China, the Chinese made up the global commission to follow the trends in cryptocurrencies and blockchain, and they publish ratings based on different parameters like the technological performance, the speed, etc. And you can look up for those ratings in the open sources, and EOS has been for quite a long time the leader in those ratings. That's why we decided to go for the best performing engine. And then on top of that engine, we are creating our own blockchain. And on this slide, you can see the technical parameters. In EOS, blocks are created every half a second. Each block can have up to 5,000 transactions. At the moment, the blockchain works at the speed of 4,000 transactions per second, but during tests, we clocked or increased the speed up to 10,000 transactions per second. I guess Visa, if I'm not mistaken, can process 21,000 transactions per second. So EOS blockchain is catching up with such high-performing systems in terms of speed. EOS works according to a different scheme, unlike Bitcoin, for example. We have an unlimited number of nodes. For example, miners, they're called in Bitcoin. It's miners/nodes. We can have an unlimited number of nodes, but the blocks are validated and signed by the 21 validators of the nodes. A big advantage of EOS architecture is the absence of commission fees. Therefore, all transactions can be carried out without commission. So what commissions are needed in blockchain in order to protect it from DDoS attacks? In EOS architecture, this problem is addressed by other means. I'm not going to go into details here because this is quite a complex technical information, but those of you who are interested, you could Google it up. There are a lot of articles online about it. And if Maria is willing, we can conduct a technical webinar if there is demand for it. Based on our blockchain, we can issue other tokens. At the moment, we have already 3 tokens, our own tokens. But the architecture allows to create our own coins for different needs. It can be game tokens, game coins. It can be coins for the status, and etc. So the field of application is quite wide here, and we expect that based on our blockchain, there will be different projects created, and we will develop and implement other projects on our own blockchain. As far as this slide is concerned, this is it. If I have more slides that are mine, I can continue. Otherwise, Maria, I can give you the floor. Yes, here, Alexei, you can comment on this slide as well, what kind of works have been already performed in May and April, and what we're going to work on in June. Okay, at the moment, we have launched the full-fledged or full functionality network. It is already in working mode, but we still call it testnet. Testnet because at the moment we still have the duplication of data in your back office. So at the moment we have 2 databases. One is in your back offices, and the same, a copy of it on blockchain. Therefore, we're working in with 2 databases. When we are done with all the 4 stages, we can officially announce that we have the main net launched. It will be a gradual transition from test net to main net. If there are no unexpected contingencies, then that's how it's going to happen. But we can always reload our current blockchain if necessary, while we're still in the development process. We have the blockchain up and running. We have synchronized it with the back offices. Inside your back offices, you can find the link and follow through to the Blockchain Explorer and see your account on blockchain. Therefore, now we're working on the e-wallets. At first, it's going to be a prototyping, designer work. We would like to take into account all the functions that we would like to include in the wallet. And then we will start the work on the creation of wallets themselves. When we create wallets, we will be able to give you the password to your accounts, keys to your accounts, and you can enter those wallets and start using your tokens. You can stake them, you can transfer them between users, etc. Also, well, this is it, I guess, Maria. If you want to ask some clarifying questions, I will take them. I guess for now, we can let Alexei go so that he could continue working on our wallets. In 40 minutes, when I'm done with all other slides and when I deliver the information, we will ask Alexei to answer the questions. We have partners in different chats writing their questions, and we are collecting those questions in a Google form, and we will try to answer all of your questions. Now, friends, who of you checked our Blockchain Explorer in updated design? Give me a plus in the chat. So you did take a look. I would like to warn you right away that not all of the sections of the Blockchain Explorer reflect the real situation. For example, the partners already asked me questions that the number of wallets, you see those bars, they're called. Like bars, yes, strips, blue strips or blue bars, that we have 1.5 million users, but if we combine the number of wallets, the numbers do not match. It's because it's still a prototype. Here, and this spot on our Blockchain Explorer, we will show the real accounts of our users.
But the blockchain only today has crypto units and tokens, and they were migrated or exported only on the specific date when in May we did synchronization. The fresh purchases or those exchanging tokens, they purchase them either bought or sold release tokens. They don't actually see the reflection of the transactions over the last week. We will synchronize your back offices, not real time, but week after week. Therefore, please don't be scared. If you follow a link from your back office to blockchain, you will see that some tokens are still missing. It means that they will be there next Sunday. So this data will be migrated not every day, but weekly, and it is done to reduce the load on our own server, which actually supports our back offices, because should we do it daily, then our back offices could be stuck and slow. And I see the questions from the partners, why our tokens look like bank cards. Look, it's been done for the future with some forward-looking vision when we have our own crypto bank, UGPay, for people already, to get used to this visualization, we are going to have our bank card where our tokens will be kept as well. So this is for a longer run, for you to dream and get prepared. It also reflects this meter. This is when people start staking their crypto units on blockchain. This scale will actually reflect the activity. The more tokens are staked, the higher the trust from the users to the system itself. And therefore, we actually posted on the main page this scale and the graph of the evolution and dynamics of blocks, transactions, load in the network. It will be live and it will reflect the real status of the blockchain. For any purpose going to our actual explorer, he or she can see the picture to say 50% of people staked their crypto units, or there are a lot of activities. Someone is transferring something to another. So to see us, to view us as a live community, and you can actually see it from the main page. And all these buttons with crypto unit, USDU, UNTB, you can click them. So if you push them, you will open a page on crypto unit, another page on UNTB and USDU. USDU, this is our token, stable coin, which will be equal to $1 US dollar. Next slide, please. Yes, here, as I said it, in your account, you will see the day when you stake your CRUs with the relevant statistics, with your UNTB accrual for this staking. And we also provided for in our Explorer that course UNTB and issuance with the graph, declining graph for deficit. When there is a tag UNTB, you will see actually the next halving date, when in the number of days in which there will be a reduction in issuance. So generally, those blockchains that rely on the mechanism of halving, it applies to Bitcoin, Ethereum. So this actually reduction always propelled the increase in the price of the token itself. And for traders and for all our users, actually, it will be quite visible that the next reduction in issuance will be in 10 or 20 days. It means that today you are to purchase UNTB tokens as the price will go up in 20 days. So the Explorer also applies this, provides for this, and in your wallets, we will incorporate it. If from your back office, you follow the link, you press the link in the portfolio and moved to or shifted to blockchain, please put 5 in the chat if you did it so far. Thank you. Patricia and others, I see your feedback. Next slide, please. So the uses of our blockchain tokens. Crypto unit is a security token. What is security? Security, this is a security actually, but security token, there are many definitions or understanding of this term. The easiest comparison is with a share. There are some shares of a company. Company is running its business and makes profits. And out of these profits, on top of these profits, the company actually pays out dividends. But since we are more or less similar to a fund of venture investments. We invested, but they do not generate a lot of profits. They are longer term investments. It applies to diamond, to basalt, to gold mining. The only business which today already generates profits, this is restaurant business, sushi master, but they haven't reached their break even yet. So they haven't reached this stage of generating profits, but we have some bonuses, profit bonus, bonuses under the loyalty program. So they are all viewed as a passive source of income. And although they are not directly the dividends, because dividends mean redistribution of profits after paying taxes, but in our case, accrual of bonuses has much wider meaning from all the activities of the company, and it applies to security tokens. And UNTB is our utility token. Look at the top, it's called Unit Token of Blockchain, UNTB, and it functions, or it provides access to the computation capacity of your wallet, computation capacity of our transaction, our blockchain. It could be compared to Wi-Fi router. In case you have no Wi-Fi box with some horns distributing Wi-Fi, then no one in your apartment will enjoy Wi-Fi. To get access to blockchain, you are to pay some balance fee in UNTB. This way, we will actually reserve this capacity of accessing blockchain, and this way you can send any tokens, CRYPTOUNIT token or UNTB tokens from your wallets to the exchange. So without this minimum balance on your wallet, there will be no access to blockchain provided. This is our system, but we have no commission, no charge. This is another good piece of news. USDU, this is a token for accrual of bonuses. It equals to 1 USD, and we've been thinking a lot whether we need our own stable coins or we can use someone else's, such as USDT or USDC. And after reviewing the turnover and our sales inside the company and the internal exchange we had last May and April, we found out that we dislike to give our money to some other third parties, some brothers or some bosses who actually invented USDT, or developers of the teaser for USDT, millions of US dollars. Why should we feed some others networks, other companies? We'd like to retain this money in our in-house, in our company, and therefore we actually introduced our USDU. Next slide, please. Our UNTB token, we need it not only to get access to the wallet, but it will be used to accrue the reward for CRU staking, and the initial price is 1 cent, and the price is fixed based on the demand for the rental of servers for the blockchain to operate. At present, we rent 5 servers, and it costs us from 500 to 600 euro a month. So we estimated the average load on the network. It means that we will need to deploy additional nodes, rent additional servers, and in case our 700 users pay 10 cents, then it will be enough for the staffing, payroll, and rental of the servers, and for enhancement of our blockchain. And this financial burden to make sure that it's not on the shoulders of the company, but blockchain to be self-supportive. And this is why we actually set this minimum price of 1 cent, but having a large crowd of users, actually we will have some inflow to sustain blockchain. So reward for CRU staking, and we also plan to have our own exchange. And in case in the network we have no commission and charges, whereas the exchange will charge to combine, to match the trade peers. Yes, you can actually pay a commission in Bitcoin or in UNTB tokens. And then a commission for such a transaction will be cheaper, like in case of Binance. If you pay BNB with BNB coins, then your charge is 50% less. And then there is a plan to launch a lot of online games. The first one to come is the Genius of Finance, but then we will actually develop some other training applications, and this game zone, as we call it, there it will act as the payment means, and blockchain token to issue new coins and security tokens to say we receive or we attract an owner of a hotel telling us that he'd like to issue 100 shares of his hotel. He has this load, this capacity. The return on his hotel is 12%, and he is ready to issue this token, these security tokens, and is ready to share the profits with everyone who will buy his tokens. And what should this entrepreneur do? First of all, buy UNTB, frozen it at the exchange, and this UNTB will be used as a collateral to issue his tokens. I believe you've known of this mechanism, minting, but there they mint coins, whereas in our case we will issue security tokens for the people to be able to engage in different investment projects, including basalt making factory and digital doubles. When the shareholding and participation in the equity is offered, we will do it through our exchange, our blockchain, and rewards token in data mining. But this is only the initial applications of our blockchain and tokens, and all these methods will aim to make sure that the price of the crypto unit goes up and the price of our UNTB token also goes up. Next slide, please. Dear friends, I'd like to apologize against our other speakers. They are Vietnamese, Italian, Hindi languages, because we failed to translate it into the relevant languages. And at the same time, the font is quite vague, so blurred. I will do my best to make sure that this table is included into the news for you to read it in detail. So this table includes the approximate estimation of the efficiency of staking for holders of released CRU points. So when we migrate to blockchain, in your wallet, there will be a button to stake crypto units. And in the first month, actually, we plan to launch issue of UNTB in July. In month 1, for 1 crypto units, you will get about 300 UNTB tokens. if by that time they cost 2 cents and the price goes up after the first launch, then it will be roughly $6. And this way you can see that as soon as the UNTB token price goes up, the efficiency of staking per 1,000 CIU in 1 year after is from 20 to $30. But don't forget that when you stake your CIUs, you get bonuses under the loyalty program and some other programs. So these are additional bonuses for you when you stake your CIUs at blockchain. And the withdrawal of CIU from staking will take only 72 hours. In case now you actually stake your CIU for 1, 2, 3 months, and early you cannot withdraw your CIUs from staking in your back office, but at blockchain it could be possible with the only limitation of 72 hours. This limit is set deliberately by us to avoid some panic sale when rivals, in case rivals spread some negative news and everyone on one day is in a hurry to sell their CIUs. To avoid this situation rush sale and to slow down or mitigate this panic in the market actually, and to prevent this large withdrawal or sales by rivals, this is a way to protect the price of the CIU, including the price of UNTB as well. So here in this slide, in the English speaking chat, change this slide, please. This table shows what actually impacts the price of UNTB. All the arrows up, they mean that they increase the price of UNTB. Arrows going down, they reduce the price of UNTB. And the reduction of the price, there are only 2 leverages. So this panic sale or massive sale, everyone gets a reward for staking and they are in a hurry to sell UNTB. And this way, actually, the situation may emerge only in case there are no other applications of UNTB. You get your reward for staking and you cannot actually do anything. Then, yes, UNTB price will go down, but not less than 1 cent, because if it goes more than 1 cent, then we won't be able to support our servers. And as soon as there are some other services available, like creation of new coins, game genius of finance, smart marketplace, or an application for polling, for voting. On blockchain, we will launch polling. On blockchain, we will publish our ratings of our teachers, of our hosts of the genius of finance, or players, rating of the players of the game. You played any game and you actually take the first, the second, the third level, and now you are an experienced player and you'd like to get a certificate and publish it on blockchain as a recognition that your level of playing the game is 5. You will actually spend a few UNTB for this certificate to be posted or placed on blockchain. And the more services we have, the higher the price of UNTB will be. But UNTB price will be connected with the crypto unit price. We have 80 billion crypto units and only 8 billion UNTB. We can assume this way that UNTB will always be 1/10 of the price of the crypto unit. As soon as the crypto unit goes up to $1, it means that UNTB price will be roughly 10 cents. CRU goes to 10 US dollars, UNTB's price will go up to $1 US. So there will be some correlation between them, linkages between them with some gap, but since UNTB actually supports CryptoUnit and vice versa, the price policy of them will be as such. Next slide, please. Change the slide in the English speaking chat. Thank you. I do apologize. Again, it is in the Russian. I don't know whether in other rooms, Vietnamese or others, it is in their languages, but this is our plan. CRU price will rise. At the top, you see the number of registered users. To date, actually, this is the left corner at the bottom, 1,350,000. And the price of the crypto unit ranges from 15 cents to 19 cents. And the more our community is, the higher the price of the crypto unit will be. And it's similar to the formula of the Facebook capitalization. The more users they have, the higher the capitalization is. But this is only one indicator, the number of the registered users. There will be some other indicators which may impact the value of the crypto unit. These indicators include our global investment portfolio and the price, the market price of gold. The gold market goes up, and we don't invest more into gold mining, but since the market price of gold rallies, it means that our contribution will actually go up. And as soon as the Basel factory is launched, yes, we invested some money into the factory, but the fact of the official launch of the factory will impact positively the price of the crypto unit. We launch a development of synthetic diamonds, then again, this news is in the market and the price will go up. So you see that the price of CRU is dependent or is affected by many factors. And quite soon, the lockdown will be totally lifted and we will restore our investment processes. And I believe that with every new webinar, you will get additional news about our investments, and the value of the crypto unit in the external market will be much higher than now it is. We see it in our back offices. And here I see some questions from the partners. What should we do in case there is the market demand at the exchange, and at the exchange crypto unit is sold at 2-3 USD, whether we will retain EIPs, CRU based EIPs at this low price in our back offices? Look, as an economist, as a trader, I would answer no. Why should I sell it at 20 cents when at exchange I can sell it at $2 US? But look, the mission of our company is to cover 15% of the global population, engage them in our movement, new economic evolution of the world. And we will invent a mechanism whereby our EIPs will incorporate CRUs for the people not to actually speculate in the market and sell them at the exchange, but for them to intend to get some training knowledge. I believe there will be some polling and we will come to a compromise to retain our core mission, that is to provide financial literacy, and then to give as a reward to such a person a share of the global investment portfolio in the form of a crypto unit. So I believe these tools will be available. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Next slide, please. English.
Also, we plan to achieve very rapid growth of our tokens and crypto unit and UNTB, and I singled out the key factors of success, which is our crypto unit as a issuer, the company that issues stocks. In this case, it's 80 billion STO tokens. Already now, we have submitted the documents to the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States to register our tokens. It's like we've been filed, you know. UGPay, it's a Swiss jurisdiction. The company is receiving the license for banking activities, but it's not like a bank per se. The license will not give us the chance, the right to issue loans or mortgages. It's gonna be a payment, a license, which covers the operator of securities, of stocks and bonds. So when our lawyers were filing the request, the application for the license, you need to tick the boxes, to check the boxes, what kind of services the company is going to deliver within the license. The money operator, yes. The securities operator, yes. Are you gonna issue loans? No. So that's how it's gonna work. It's not like a banking license per se, it's a license to provide financial services. So I guess it's better call it the financial license, because the banks can issue loans as well. We will not. So this UGPay, our company, our financial investment entity, because the financial license gives you the chance, the right to make investments and not just be the operator of securities of crypto unit, but also other securities. UGPay can buy stocks of Apple, Coca-Cola, Facebook, sell those stocks, and raise funds, investments from banks, other banks, from major investors. But this link, UGPay, gives us the right to say that we're going to be securities operator through our exchange. The exchange will be opened in the Estonian jurisdiction. We received the license for fiat to crypto exchange and to trade utility tokens. That's what we have already, fiat to crypto exchange and utility token sales. We need just to extend our license to be able to trade in security tokens. It will take 2-3 months. This is the legal part of it. As for the technical part of it, it is being taken care of in parallel. In June, we're going to have the approval of the terms of reference for what kind of tokens we need on our exchange, in addition to our tokens. And also, there were a lot of questions after Saturday's webinar. Will we be able in 3 months to do it? Are you sure? Can you guarantee, etc.? And I always say the following when I'm asked such questions, that when I came to the my first medical check when I was pregnant for the ultrasound check, and I said, what's going to be the gender of my child? And he said, do you want a boy or a girl? And I said, well, I don't care, just tell me. And he said, I'm 50% confident you will have a boy. And the remaining 50% is that you're gonna have a girl, but I'm 100% confident that you're gonna have a child. The same here. I give you 100% guarantee that we are going to have our exchange. There is no room for fail here. As for deadlines, well, September is our tentative deadline. But there are things that are beyond our control. Like, for example, another surge of the pandemic. It seems like the lockdowns are being lifted. You can take flights. Our lawyers flew to Europe, submitted the documents. But what if there is another outbreak? I'm sorry. And we won't have any control over it. But what depends, as far as our efforts are concerned, we're gonna make sure that we will take things that are under our control, and we cannot do anything about things that are beyond our control. Let's hope that the entire planet recovers from the pandemic, that the communication between countries is restored, so that everything would fit into is nice clockwork, you know, like Swiss clockwork. So hopefully I've answered all of your questions regarding the deadlines. We will do our best. Hopefully everything's gonna work out for the best. Okay, next slide, please. Now, that's how an exchange looks like a black box, like a Pandora box. Everyone wants to have it, you know, up and running with nice diagrams, with nice book orders, sale and purchase orders, etc., so that everything would be already in place and working. But you know, for us, it's a black spot, and very soon we're gonna have some silver lining, guys. It's a technical terms of reference developed for our exchange. It's looks complex, but everyone wants in the back office to have all this architecture, but the back office is not really intended for it. Everything related to exchange trade is microprocesses, and it needs to have separate servers, separate wallets, separate payment gateways, etc. And you cannot do it in just one day, 1 week, but in 2, 3. The technical and the design of it is quite real. And now in the back office, we have exchange based on lots, on your request, trade orders. We will do our best to improve at least this functionality within the next months. We need to set up the protection against the bots, to make it speedier, and to improve the interface. But this is some double work, you know, for our programmers. At first, they need to improve the interface in the back office, and in parallel, they will have set up exchange operations. But we decided that in the back office, we will have improvements. There won't be slow exchange as it is right now, like once per hour, and then in one day, all the orders are canceled. Our programmers will try to improve the entire service. Let's see how it looks like in 2-3 weeks and see how it works. And we will work on the technical terms of reference for our exchange. That's how our roadmap looks like before the birthday of our company. In June, we're waiting for the feedback from the Swiss, Estonian, and American regulators. We've submitted all the documents. We're waiting for their response in June. If there is a delay, then the issue of the license will happen in July. Will have to be pushed back to July. In July, we will finish our working on the white paper. We will translate it into Russian and English in June, and then I guess it might be pushed back to July, guys, the translation. So those of you who into other languages. So the white paper translated into other languages except Russian and English. The translation will be ready in July only. Also, we signed the agreement with AML officer. We expected to have it in August, but we are running ahead of the schedule. We already signed one contract with an AML officer. So we will have a full staff, including technical support, programmers, lawyers, KYC, AML officers, accountants, etc. And in September, as I said, we're going to launch the exchange. Even if there is a delay, we still have half a month in store before the birthday of our company in October, so that at our event in Moscow, we could make the official launch of the exchange. Maybe we will deliberately postpone the launch to the event. In September, we're going to test it, and then we will start some trial trades, but the official demonstration and launch will happen at event. Maybe our marketers will come up with this kind of scenario, because any event, a major event like launch of the exchange, also affects the price of our token. If we need to commemorate it or bind it to our birthday to have 20,000 people see that moment, then we will announce that that's when we're going to launch the exchange. If no, then if everything is ready to be launched in September, we will launch in September. I guess the next slide is questions and answers. Yes. I guess this is it. Questions. People are asking why, when I move from the back office, the login is different. Because in blockchain, it is not a login anymore. It is the name of your blockchain account. Those accounts are given by blockchain itself, using random numbers, etc. It's not a login. It's just the number of your wallet. When you go to the bank gives you a credit card or a debit card. It has your name on it, but the number on the card is randomly generated. That's the same with our blockchain. You have been assigned a random number. Also, in future, you will be able to change the name of the account. This is I guess, something that Alexei can cover. There is such a procedure as account auction with, short, interesting combination of symbols. But this will be covered during our next webinars. UNTB tokens, can we buy them without having CRU tokens? Yes. You can, either through your back office at 1 cent, it's gonna be launched, or through the exchange later, or P2B exchanges. Another question, our blockchain on Explorer, blockchain explorer .cc, this is gonna be our exchange? No, we're gonna have a different domain. It's called CryptoUnit.exchange. For now, there is nothing there. We just bought this domain. Accruals, UNTB, only for the released tokens on staking? Yes, correct. UNTB will be accrued only for released CRU points put on staking. Tell us what is the predicted profitability for miners, validators, node owners. What is the projected growth of the database growth over time? Okay, not quite clear. So what kind of a capacity we need for the nodes? What is the procedure for those who would like to become miners, validators, and owners of nodes? I guess this is a question for Alexei. Alexei, are you there with us? Yes, I can answer that question. Please do. Okay, as for the projected growth of the database, nobody can tell you for sure. Right now, the database will increase with the increase of the number of transactions. The more popular our blockchain is, the more entries are made to it, the faster the database is going to grow, and the more resources the validators will need, who will manage their nodes. As for the procedure how to become a validator, I think when we come to it, we will create a separate chat. We will create all the necessary documentation that you need to look into. You can set up your own node, and if you have questions, you can ask those questions in that dedicated chat to our experts, and the experts will answer those questions. This is like a technical chat for technical specialists. We're going to implement it. Okay, thanks. Can we exchange UNTB to UNDU? How we can exchange UNTB to UNIT? Well, UNIT will stay in the back office of the Academy of Private Investor as a basic unit, as a dollar. Why would you exchange UNTB to units if you can exchange UNTB to USDU? Or directly in the exchange, you can sell UNTB for UNTB and then withdraw it to your card through the crypto fiat gateway in dollars. There will be several payment systems there connected, and you will be able to sell and withdraw to fiat money right away. Will the company buy out UNTB? No, the company itself will not buy UNTB. It's going to be an exchange instrument for all people willing to open their wallets. You will need UNTB. You will have to buy UNTB either on the exchange or from another user who received those UNTB for staking. The company itself, well, if we attract investors, but then it's not the company that's going to buy. It will be the investors who will buy them because they want to tokenize their assets on our exchange. If UNTB is equal 1/10 of a crew during exchange, will the unit exchange be 1/10 as well? This question is not quite clear. 1/10 of a cent in your back office. If you have units on your balance, for example, you have 10 units in your back office right now on the main account or the bonus account, and you can change those 10 units exchange those 10 units for UNTB. That's possible. So what's a game zone? A game zone is any game on blockchain. Up to like tic-tac-toe, some simple child's game. But if you place bets on blockchain, you can see it, that the game is fair. Any game development will involve professional developers, designers, so that they can make different games, but inside that game, there will be some money, game money, like units of a money equivalent, a game token called UNTB. Why CRU depends on the number of people joining the portfolio? Guys, I already answered that question. Not only on the number of people, it depends. The number of people will depend on the growth, or will affect the token growth more than the growth of the assets themselves, because assets do not grow every day. We buy assets, then the plants and factories are commissioned, and it happens over time. As for the number of people that join us, they grow like 3 new people per minute. and there will be, the blockchain will show the number of accounts, the number of transactions, and it is very important for the blockchain to have the number of users. As for the portfolio itself, it affects, but not every day, because the portfolio does not grow every day. Hopefully I've answered your question. Can we exchange BNB on PTC? BNB is a Binance token exchange. I think you meant UNTB. Yes, our exchange will have Bitcoin. We can't do without it. This is the first cryptocurrency that we need to tie our tokens to. The staking in the back office is not displayed on blockchain. Yes, dear friends, I already told you that we had synchronization at the end of May, yet the first staking tokens were received in June, and there was no synchronization for June. And in the next Sunday we will do the synchronization. Only the VIP club members will be able to exchange. No, everyone will be able to exchange, but the VIP club members will have their benefits, advantages, and privileges, their own discounts, their own gifts. You will know about it in due time. See, can we exchange CRU points received from staking for utility tokens at 1 cent? No, you will have to first exchange CRU to units and then purchase UNTB with units. Why we will have 3 tokens and whether there were going to be a separate wallet for each token? Well, different tokens have different purposes. CryptoUnit is a digital share, UNTB is a technical token, utility token, and USDU equals $1. Since the first 2 tokens are volatile, their price can change. We need a third token, a stable coin, equal to $1. And there will be a joint wallet for all 3 tokens and not a separate wallet for each token. I've tried to exchange the release CRU through the VIP club, through the exchange, and I couldn't. Why? Because the exchange right now is quite slow, once per hour, and the orders, the applications are canceled once a day. You need to set up your alarm clock, for example. I want to submit the application for CRU exchange every day at 12 p.m. Something like that. Because the mechanism is still raw. It's not real exchange-like. As I told you, the back office did not imply the exchange functionality in it. We're going to have it on a separate server. For now, what you can do is every day at 12 o'clock or 10 or 8 p.m., go and submit a new application for the CRU exchange for 20 units, 100 units, 200 units, and so on. I managed to do it twice already. On one day, an exchange happened for 20 units, and on the second day, I had 3 applications processed to 20, 100, and 200 units. But then I forgot about my orders being canceled and that I need to create new ones. And, you know, they were canceled. So just don't be lazy, go there, and slowly they will be implemented, carried out, your exchanges. Can we make payments with UNTB on Marketplace? Yes, we will provide the opportunity to have discount coupons. On our Marketplace, we're going to have 100 flower shops. And one of those shops will want to attract more clients. And they will publish discount coupons that you can buy with UNTB, like a store, a sportswear store, etc. And every time you go to the Marketplace, you will see that there is a like flag, you know, that you can buy a discount coupon for 10 UNTB. And the store itself, by receiving UNTB when selling coupons, will be able to either exchange those UNTB for money or buy themselves some additional capacities, you know, computing capacities for their assets, because they're gonna tokenize something as well. It will be provided for. The number of UNTB is fixed or not? Or can we mine more UNTBs? UNTBs, the issue of UNTBs is 8,123,465,789 tokens. The issue of UNTB will be ongoing for 10 years. By 2030, the entire emission will be over. The 8 billion UNTBs will be in free circulation. By then, the price of one UNTB can be $1,000 by then. If all of a sudden we feel that our network has 8 billion users and everyone has only one token and nobody can open another wallet, then there will be voting, and we will make an additional issue, but only after 10-year period, not sooner.
Where is our server located? We actually rent servers in the Netherlands and Germany. Do we need to pay the price of 1 cent for 10 tokens for rental monthly, or only lump sum? So you pay a lump sum of the minimum balance of 10 tokens, and it is in your wallet, always there, in case you actually sell all your tokens. Then whenever next time you enter your wallet to say you want to send crypto units, the wallet will actually notify you, I can't do anything, I don't have Wi-Fi, I have no access to blockchain. You need to top up your wallet with a few UNTB and then it will be functional. In case you don't actually spend it and it's always there, then you buy it one time, single time. When can we trade in external exchanger? My question to you, why do you need to trade? Because it should be cost efficient and feasible. Why we made a decision to launch our own exchange? Because we had negotiations with external exchanges as regards security tokens, utility tokens such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Zcash, so like common cryptocurrencies and common cryptocurrency exchanges such as Binance, actually no problems. They have good liquidity and we can list our coins in at these exchanges, and there the trade is running on its own. But when we contacted an exchange trading in security tokens, the terms and conditions of listing at this exchange are the following. First of all, we are to ensure liquidity for our own token ourselves, meaning that in case we list crypto unit in someone else's exchange, there is a term and condition that we are to place as a deposit for this exchange $5 million for the exchange to trade in our tokens and being supported by our money. When we learned this, we thought, what? We would invest 5 million into our exchange and we will invite other traders and trade at our exchange. Why should we provide or give away our token to someone else's exchange and maintain liquidity with our own money? This is bullshit, actually, nonsense, I would say. We would be viewed as some nuts if we agreed to these terms and conditions. And therefore, we decided to postpone the launch, but create our own exchange and let other traders come to us and trade. But as regards UNTB token, since we have no initial issuance, so when there is listing of utility tokens in external exchanges, it means that the company at once issues a lot of tokens and there is something to trade in, whereas our initial issuance will be only 723 million. And if each of the user gets something, so we will be short of. And the question, what are we going to sell in external exchange? 10 tokens a day? Because the actually exchanges are interested in having the trade volume in the amount of at least 100 million. Just imagine, we come to an exchange and tell them, look, we have such a token which will emerge to say 100,000 a day, tokens a day with the price of 1 cent, and the maximum sales or trading is 10,000. Exchanges won't be actually interested in us as soon as we issue enough number of tokens freely available to make sure that our turnover is of interest to external exchanges. Then yes, we can list in external exchange, show off that we launched in September, and this is the volumes of trading in our own exchange in Estonia. Review our statistics of our growth rates. If you are interested, then please accept the listing of our token. If not, we will be traded in our own exchange. Hopefully I answered the question. When will you start bonuses for our shares and the interest rate? Look, the fund of venture investments, we have it, and our investments do not generate profits yet. They are still being financed, and we do not receive profits nor from basalt segment or gold segment, and the company cannot accrue dividends where there are no profits. So we only see the gain in capitalization, because in Ural Gold we actually invested 15 million, with the valuation which was done for this deposit is several hundred millions. So the capitalization goes up, but the profits are not generated. Therefore, there are no dividends. UNTB is utility token. So UNTB can be for paying in UGPay. UGPay, like in your wallet, you will see the balance of your UNTB tokens, but you can't use them for payment. You can exchange them into USDU, like into USD, or send it to each other. How could we actually announce the selling of our product or service at the marketplace? As soon as the marketplace is ready, it will have the guidelines, like the guide. You are to fill out a questionnaire. There is a catalog of your goods and services, and you upload it to our website, or quite opposite, I believe. As soon as there is this smart marketplace is functional, you will actually share a link to your website, and bots from our smart marketplace will actually upload your catalog to our website. So actually you won't do it on your own. Robots will copy it from your Instagram. So some people are running businesses in Instagram, and there are some pictures selling of doors or some kitchen sets. So, and the smart marketplace actually enters your account and copies all the pictures and descriptions, and the catalog of your goods and services is available in the marketplace. The only thing you need is to sign an agreement about the cashback that you are ready to pay a charge from the sales, and everything will be functional. Will we convert CRU to euro in exchange? Yes, they will be. The Estonian exchange will have a settlement account both in euro and USD. What do I get from CRU staking every month? Look, today CRU staking could be found in your back office, and after staking your CRU, you get the same CRU. If you stake for 2 years, you get 7.5%. Every month you get it in CRU, but as soon as the staking is done on blockchain, there you will receive UNTB for 1000 CRU in month 1. You will get from 200 to 300 UNTB tokens. It will be equal from 2 to 6 USD in equivalent for 1000 CRU. Our rough estimates, as soon as we launch the issuance of tokens, you will see it. Even on the first day, actually, you will see which amount was awarded to everyone. So could it be done that in exchange, the queue is not expired every 24 hours? I actually posted my application at 12, but no progress so far. And look, guys, I explained already the server which actually services our back offices. If this queue is accumulated and does not expire, the server will break down. So the huge database which is to be processed, and this is a huge, very heavy file, and our server won't be able to process this file. It will be stuck, it will be frozen, and therefore we apply this methodology of expiration. But we are changing the algorithm, and I believe in another 2-3 weeks you will see the improvements. Let's move on. I think I've covered all your questions. There was a question whether the lawyers managed to fly away. Yes, Abzal visited Amsterdam. Actually, he went to Europe, and therefore documents for the exchange in utility token is ready, actually, and submitted. To actually turn on the 10th shares of token for the purchase in the back office, I got the question. Look, in our back office, units are without cents. They are rounded. But you would like actually you would like us that inside the back office, actually, we do not round units, but with the cents as well. Well, dear friends, do we have some other questions in other chats? It seems no other questions. The deadline for the entrance to VIP club, no deadlines. You can enter at any stage you like. So now we have 3 months grace period. So some functions are accessible to you without paying a fee for the VIP club membership. We launched it in May, but starting from August, actually May, June, July, this 3-month grace period will be over, and the additional services will be accessible only after paying a fee. What will happen to today's staking as soon as the exchange is launched? Today's staking will be cancelled. So now you enjoy the unique opportunity to get your earnings on staking in CRU. So as soon as we enter exchange, the staking in crypto unit will be over. All the remains, you will receive them under the staking conditions, and staking will be only done in UNTB starting from that moment. Staking under the promotion without making a payment to the VIP club? Quite probably no. You will enter the back office, press a button staken, and you will see a notice you need to pay a fee to the VIP club, because VIP club actually includes many options, not only staking, but some huge discounts for EIPs. And without actually paying a fee, you could benefit from the Golden Friday discounts and some additional discounts on EIPs. So this is the grace period idea, that even without being a member of the VIP club, you can buy EIPs with some discounts. I joined last October. What should we do? You will release tokens in September. Then you need to wait a little bit. Simply to wait. Dear friends, I do thank all of you for your active participation. Hopefully we managed to cover most of your questions. And today at 8 p.m. Moscow time, we will have a similar webinar, but for different time zones. Now we are convened to cover Australia, New Zealand, India, Vietnam, whereas at 8 p.m. Moscow time, it will be for Europe, US, and other countries located in similar time zones. So it means, in case you still have some pending questions, please join us at our webinar at 8 p.m. If you joined in December, your release will be in November. So the first release is done in 330 days. There is a request to make some discounts of 50 or 30% for pensioners. A good proposal, by the way. I will report it to the relevant persons. Well, dear friends, I'm saying goodbye to you. Looking forward to meeting you this evening. Take care and bye-bye.